Have you ever looked up at the night sky and seen the moon appear enormous? So big, it feels like it's hanging low, ready to fall to the earth. This sight is so common, so convincing, that we believe the moon has actually grown. But in reality, the moon hasn't changed at all. It stays the same size no matter where it is in the sky. What changes is how our brains perceive it. This isn't an astronomical event. It's a trick of the mind, a visual illusion that has puzzled people for thousands of years. We call it the moon illusion. It's not the moon that changes. It's our perception. Our brains are constantly estimating size and distance, but they don't always get it right. To understand how this happens, consider the Ebbinghaus illusion. Put one circle next to smaller circles and it looks bigger. Put the same circle next to larger ones, and it looks smaller. The size hasn't changed, only what's around it. That's how our brains work. Size is judged in context. The same thing happens with the moon. When it's near the horizon, we see it next to buildings, trees, or mountains. These familiar objects trick our brain into thinking the moon is much larger. But when it's high in the sky, it's surrounded by empty space. With nothing to compare it to, it suddenly looks smaller. The moon illusion isn't about the moon, it's about us. Our minds are trying to make sense of the sky, and sometimes they fill in the blanks incorrectly. Atmosphere plays a role too. When the moon is low on the horizon, we're looking at it through more of Earth's atmosphere. Haze, dust, and thin clouds can tint and soften the moon's glow, making it seem even more dramatic. Sometimes it appears redder or more distorted, like a giant lantern in the sky. That visual drama reinforces the illusion. But perception isn't just about physics. It's also shaped by our minds. Cultural stories, childhood memories, and emotional moments can all influence how we feel about the moon. A full moon rising over a quiet landscape might feel bigger simply because it feels more meaningful. And while the moon does vary in distance as it orbits Earth, those changes are subtle. Its apparent size only shifts slightly, far too little to explain the giant moon we sometimes think we see. The illusion, in the end, is a mix of atmosphere, context, and psychology. It's a reminder that even when we're looking at something as constant as the moon, we're still seeing it through the lens of a very human brain. Want to see the moon illusion in action? Here's a simple experiment you can try tonight. When the moon is near the horizon, stretch out your arm and hold up your thumb. Use it to measure the moon's size. Just note how big it looks next to your thumb. Later, when the moon is high in the sky, do the same thing again. Surprise, it's the same size. Even though the moon feels bigger near the horizon, it hasn't actually changed. Your thumb proves it. It's your brain that's been fooled. This little trick shows just how easily our perception can be warped by context and expectation. Have you ever noticed the moon looking huge and unreal? Tell us about it in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Visual illusions like the moon illusion aren't just tricks. They're windows into how our brains work. They show us that seeing isn't always believing. Our minds constantly interpret the world, filling in gaps, adjusting for context, and sometimes getting it wrong. The giant moon isn't proof of a changing sky. It's proof of a powerful, complex brain doing its best to make sense of what it sees. And sometimes that means bending reality just a little. It's a humbling reminder that the world we think we see isn't always the world as it truly is. But that's what makes it so fascinating. So next time you catch the moon rising, huge and golden on the horizon, pause for a moment. You're not just looking at a beautiful moon. You're witnessing a quiet illusion and the wonder of your own mind at work.